Alright, and welcome back to another Wing It. And we're going to be winging it with Super Mario Bros. 2 on the NES. Now this is the game of the week of this week, which is... this will be out in time for that. I normally have been playing this on the All-Stars version just so I could save, because I don't have time to really commit to a ton of playthroughs. This game is not the easiest of Mario games for sure. And the one big thing about this game, which I'm sure most people know by now, was this was a very different Mario game, because it wasn't really a Mario game to start with. It was Doki Doki No Panic, and it was changed from Mario for the West. But, I mean, I guess that's for the best, because they introduced a lot of characters like Shy Guy, Birdo. Oops. I'm playing this through the camera screen, so it's not the easiest. I missed. But anyway, one thing with this game, it started to introduce how the characters could handle differently from each other. Some for the best, some for the worst. Really, Mario handles the same way he always has. Here comes a floating one-up. But Luigi can jump higher, Toad runs faster, Princess Toadstool, as she's referred to in this one, is able to float. And other than that, I mean, there's not too much difference, because they did kind of bring that back later. Toad has always been a little faster, but hasn't been able to jump. Oop, I just bumped the camera. Please ignore that. One good thing about this game is there's a lot of shortcuts. Oops, I did that completely wrong. Let's see if I'll be able to do it without killing myself. Oh no, that's not enough to make it through. That is a shortcut. It's hard to do these shortcuts through the camera though. So this time I'm going the long way. With these magical doors, you find these mushrooms which grant you extra hit points. You can get these coins which at the end of each level starts up a slot machine. And the slot machine can get you more lives, which is very handy in later levels, especially. Jumping on enemies, as you can see, does not kill them. You can use them as a platform, really, or you can use them as the weapon. It's very different. I think most people have played this by now, and if you haven't, I think that's a pretty good explanation. Now, the controls in this one, they're a little more on ice feeling. I would say the All-Stars version is worse. The original version here seems to control a little smoother, which is good. Definitely for the best. Here's where they introduced Birdo for the first time. It's a interesting story if you haven't looked it up before. It was originally stated that Birdo was a guy who was cross-dressing, and they quickly backtracked on that and just made it a girl character. I don't know why they decided to do that. Okay, here's the extra lives. If you manage to get a cherry in the first one, you are guaranteed a life. Otherwise, then you have to match everything. So in this one, each world has 3 levels, as opposed to the usual 4 in most of the other games, or 4, I guess 8 in the new ones. So this guy, well, that's perfect. There we go. Yeah, so you steal his magic carpet, which kind of makes me think about how this was originally a different game, because when you think about it, the original game, I'm pretty sure you were a genie character, which explains a lot of these different things, like a lot of magic potions and lamps, and just seems to fit better, I guess you could say. Now, with this one, I'll show you just because it's here. There's a key that you require to get in this door. If I can make it down this tube. Now, when you pick up the key, these masks come after you. And there is a trick. If you toss the key away, they also go away, which is for the best. Now, coming into here, This is where I found that this version beat out the All-Stars version by a lot, because the bombs in the All-Star version don't work very well in comparison to this. They're a little more, you have to be very accurate with them. This one is a little more, you know, explosion radius like a real bomb would have. And I'm showing all the secrets. I've played through these first sections so many times, trying to get good at this game, that I've learned where all the extras are. Yeah, I don't know if you just noticed, oops, there was a glitch there. Sometimes you can step on the edge of the ledges. It's a strange thing, but it happens more times than I think they were intending for it to happen, which is probably 0. Okay. Now, in later levels, Birdo changes colors. When Birdo, I don't know what color they changed in this one, but in the other version, he goes red. That means he can shoot fireballs, and if he turns green, or she, that means he only shoots fireballs. In the original, I'm not sure what shade they chose, because, of course, the coloring's a little off, I would say. But they were dealing with a limited color palette, so I guess, how about that, I won a life. I guess that's not entirely their fault. At least you got to see what that thingy was for. Alright. So this one, it's been so long since I've actually been on these levels because of the saving feature that I've kind of forgotten parts of it. I think there's a bonus up here. Yeah, there it is. Of course, you don't have to get them all. Sometimes you run out of time and it takes you back anyway. This one, you have to start it from down here, otherwise... Oops. Oh, yeah, there we go. I thought I was going to miss it. There's another, if you can get a potion over here, there's another secret, but I'm not going to bother. I just want to make it through the door. And this is one of the longer levels in the early game. Oh, I forgot I need one of these capsules. See, these things, they kind of look like mushrooms, but I think they're just capsules. And you can charge up your jump, and then you can come up here. I find the chains a little bit faster to get up on this one, instead of doing all those jumps over there. Of course, these electric guys you gotta watch out for. But as much as this game has caused me plenty of frustration, once you learn some of the extra tricks, it's not so bad, like especially once you learn that you can throw the key. Now, you do have to be careful, because if you throw it off screen, you do lose the key completely. And you have to go back to the room where it was, which is not very fun. But in this level specifically, you can outrun the mask guy. And he's still up there trying to find you. Okay. Yeah, I knew that I was going to have a hard time on this part, is because I'm playing it through the camera. Trying to look over the screen is not easy either. Okay, I'm going back to the camera so I have a chance. Okay. And this is just because the jumping is so slippery. And I know this is the easiest part of the whole thing I've done so far. And if I die on this part after everything else, this video is a waste. So I'm going to try to concentrate a bit. Okay, that's alright. Oh, come on. The other good thing about well, I guess the good thing about the All-Stars, except for the saving feature, is you can change which character you are between deaths, I guess you should say. And that's when I would then switch for, maybe Luigi or Toadstool. That's fine. Let's just get into the boss level. Okay, so there's many different ways to go about this. My favorite thing to do is to have the mouse throw bombs to the Wow, I died. Is this the end of the game? I get one last chance. Okay. So have the mouse send bombs here. Let it do the work of clearing this out. Unless it's glitched this time and it won't send bombs this far. There we go. Then carefully work your way back. And it will take care of the rest of the wall all by itself. And as soon as you can get over here, do it. Oops. Try not to jump up there. But you want to toss them from about where I was. And of course it's not simple because the mouse moves so much. If you can get it towards the back, that's where you need it to have the bomb explode, because that's where he stands most of the time. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Oops, I got too close. Ah, he still got hit. That's another thing I noticed with this game. The programming is not super accurate, so sometimes you can get hit and he can get hit with things that didn't technically hit you. Not sure how to really describe that. You kind of saw it just now when he got hit, even though he wasn't really there. Okay, let's clear out some of these bombs. That one's too late. You have to be really careful, especially when it's your last life. I think I threw the timing off a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it the other way. Okay. That's not the end of the world. There we are. So that's what it takes to beat World 1 in Mario 2. Then you go on to the second world here. Let's just get past this as quickly as possible. Hey, I got a cherry. There we go. Got another cherry. Wonderful. I'm restocking on lives. I'm just gonna try to show you some of World 2. Now you're in a desert. Oops. Never said I was particularly great at this game. That was a lucky escape. Yep, and then I died. Okay, well, you get the idea. I am playing this more on the Wii than I am on this, so I think that's enough for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.